Well, good morning. This is another hobby, the cuckoo clocks. This is the first cuckoo clock I got. My son gave it to me. He was cleaning out a garage and they had it in the trash. It was missing this bird and the two leaves on top. It was missing the pendulum and it was missing one weight. So it had one and it was missing one. So I got a sinker, lead sinker, and put on there, and I made a little pendulum from a piece of maple or oak or something that I had scrap lying around. It worked out pretty good. I didn't know if I wanted to fix it. I didn't know how to fix it, and I didn't know if it was me worth putting the money into it if it didn't run. So I did find a place, this Frankenmuth Clock Company online out of Michigan that sells all the different parts to clocks, to these cuckoo clocks. And there's I weighed this cone, the one that was left on here. I weighed it up and I ordered another one with the same weight. I was assuming that for cosmetic reasons that they would both weigh the same. I also purchased from them they have a bunch of different styles, but I thought this was pretty cool pendulum. And the way the pendulum adjust the time if the clock's running fast or slow is that you slide that centerpiece further up, it'll run faster, down, slide it down, it runs slower. So I used these two clothespins on my homemade pendulum, put them one on each side, and moved them up and down, and I got it to be pretty accurate. I've removed the back of this one, as you can see, and it's showing the two, you can see the two bellows that make the cuckoo sound, first one then the other, and they have little arms that push them up. Here's some that I bought new ones for that one. Here's some I have, and you can see how they work. The little arm goes up and down, and it makes a whistling sound out a small hole on them. So let's see if I can get this to work with one hand. So you got cuckoo, and this one, the paper was torn on there because that's what happens. That bellow is made out of some special type of paper. That can also be ordered. I didn't order them. I just ordered the whole bellows. I just measured them and got the dimension, and they had a catalog, and I picked the one that matched that size. And this back plate is where it makes the chime for each hour. And that is done with this little hammer. Will hit that chime, and you can adjust it by bending it out. You see it just hangs there. You can bend it out, get just the sound that you want. So it's quite the ingenious mechanisms inside there. There's a ton of gears in there, and of course these clocks, they do take maintenance. You need to lube them at certain intervals. I do them once or twice a year, or if they start to slow down, I will clean those with rubbing alcohol. Those gears get all the old. This one had a bunch of dust in there and lint that had collected on the gears, and so it wanted to keep stopping. It'd run for 24 hours. I come out and it wouldn't be running. So this is a 24-hour, 25-hour clock that you got to pull the chains and pull the weights back up every day. So usually I do it once at night, once in the morning. So they're kind of labor intensive, but they're quite a cool mechanism. I was very amazed by that. So I got this little lube kit, has a special lube needle on it. And they came with it a little map of the right places to lube it. You just don't put lube everywhere. There's certain spots that need to be oiled. And just tiny bit of oil on them. It says do not oil only levers or cams that rub or lift other parts. Do not oil the gear teeth. And there's a ton of gear teeth in there. So I ended up taking this one all apart and putting it back together. They do wear out, those mechanisms. Typically ones you find aren't worn out because people get tired of winding them, tired of the cuckoo. So the reasons are two weights. One of them is a weight for the pendulum, and the other weight is for the cuckoo mechanism. So if you remove one weight, that's why most of these that you find that are in the trash or Goodwill or whatever, there's one weight missing. It's the one for the cuckoo. I'll do some other videos on some of the other ones that were given to me. All of them were, the most expensive one was $3 at the Goodwill, and it was missing a bunch of parts. I do have an 8-day clock that only has to be wound up once a week. Somebody went in there, they didn't realize how it worked, and cut all these little mechanisms and arms with the wire cutters all up and down. That one was quite the challenge. That one took me a month to get that thing. Took it all apart. It's also had bad bellows in it, but it was a very nice, rather expensive clock. Most of these are cheaper from the 60s when U.S. servicemen would go over to Germany and be stationed there. They would bring these clocks home as souvenirs, and a lot of them ended up, they weren't super expensive, still cool as could be, ended up in the dumpster. So that's mostly the maintenance of these is just lubricating, keeping them clean, and winding them. The little bird topper that you can order, you can see the finish doesn't quite match online. When I looked at the picture, I looked as close as possible, but it still looks a lot better with that than with just the roof showing. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and maybe you can find some of these. They're super cheap, so it's not expensive, and the parts were very inexpensive also. From this company. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you. One more thing, I thought I would show it with the appropriate parts on there, the weights. You can see one's got more patina than the other one, the proper pendulum on there, and then maybe you can hear it, cuckoo. Little bird comes out. Yeah, they're kind of fun. Anyhow, thanks for watching.